Welcome everybody to the Genesis Mindset. Today's episode is on DAI Stablecoin on pulsechain, so pDAI. And are we actually headed for that magical 1 cent mark? And if it is going to break that 1 cent mark, my prediction is it's going to break it by just a little bit over 10% of that one cent mark. And then maybe we have that big pullback that the whole atropa ecosystem is waiting for. Whether or not we are in that process of being in that pullback or not, I'm not too sure, but it looks very bullish. There's some mega bullish trend lines that I've identified that were similar to the teddy bear trend line. As you know, teddy bear, atropa, DAI, they're the liquidity bonding means that they all move together a lot. So there's that same trend line that we see there. And also, I'm going to be covering 9iron Capital's newest tweet. So 9iron Capital, shout out to 9iron Capital. He just does some of the best research in the pDAI community. So I'm going to go over the price, over the movements, over where it could possibly go, and then the 9iron Capital tweet. So I'm going to read that for the first time with you guys here today. So let's get into the episode. So first of all, just some charts, everything moving in sync as usual. So USDT, USDC lagging behind DAI stablecoin. So 0.0055. So at the moment, if pDAI, DAI stablecoin, was going to break this famous 1 cent mark, I think it's going to break it by more than just my prediction is it will probably go to around about here. So it'll probably break it by about 10%. So if you look at it that way, you're looking at a 2x. So if you're not in DAI stablecoin, this could be a nice little dip. It's bouncing off this trend line. Oh my goodness. Actually, wow. I didn't even see this before. Have a look at that. Okay, so that's an epic trend line. So this is, and again, trend lines are very subjective, but what this is showing is the thirst in the market. I mean, it's a general trend line. It's just showing the market is accumulating and not willing to sell down too much. So obviously it's dipped below here. Maybe this is as big as the dip that we're going to get. Maybe now it's going to have a big pump up and then a big pullback. We don't really know. We can only speculate. So if it is going to do something, maybe it's going to go like this. And then maybe we have this big kind of 80-90% dip. Maybe we never even get this 80 or 90% dip. Maybe it's just so bullish because of everything that this all means that we never actually get that 80 to 90% dip. I still think we are. I think people would say that I'm fudding if I say that we're not going to get that 80 to 90% dip. People will say that I'm fudding to say that we're going to get that 80 to 90% dip. But I mean, yeah, I hear it in every single token, every single coin. Everyone says you can't miss out on this. This is just going to keep going. It's parabolic. And especially now in pulsechain, so many things are following the atropa model of liquidity bonding and bringing the whole ecosystem up together by bonding it with other different kinds of tokens. This is something that the atropa ecosystem has set the precedence for. So this is why the atropa ecosystem, this is why Maria is the GOAT. Maria is the GOAT dev on pulsechain. Don't care what anyone says. The best dev on pulsechain, heads down, just doing the work, stays humble, doesn't get salty, gets abused, gets mocked online, but just keeps working and just keeps producing this amazing ecosystem. And it set the scene for pulsechain. But everyone within pulsechain says, oh, just watch this token. It's just going to keep going and going and going and going. But there's always dips. There's always pullbacks. Maybe there's not going to be a massive pullback. Maybe there really isn't going to be a massive pullback until the end of the bull market, just because of the fact that so many things are liquidity bonded. It's going to make things very interesting as to how this actually progresses. But my personal prediction is we're still going to get those pullbacks, but maybe those pullbacks are only going to be 50 to 60%. Maybe those big pullbacks are going to be heavily buffeted by the liquidity bonding. So it's going to be a very interesting future. So really start to pay attention. I'm going to be paying very close attention to the atropa and pulsechain, the atropa and pDAI ecosystem within the next month to 2 months to see if we do get that big pullback. We've got Maria doing the pulsechain tour in Amsterdam, which I think is also going to be very, very bullish. So as we saw when Maria came out with those videos in Zurich, it really pushed the market hard. So that's in June or July. I'll have to double check. I'll have to ask around what the dates are, but that's coming up. So if we can get a pullback before then, it would be really good. Maybe we don't get a pullback before then. Maybe it just keeps going. So your 2x to the 1 cent mark ends up being a lot more attractive because it can go a lot higher. So with that, let's now get into the 9iron Capital tweet. So 9iron Capital, What a goat. He just does so much research for this ecosystem. Now, he is of the opinion that Richard Hart is basically behind all of this. I don't necessarily share that opinion. Whoever this is, all I know, whatever is happening, I'm looking at his evidence as someone is doing something. Whoever that is, to me, it doesn't matter. What matters is someone is doing something and someone with a lot of money is doing something. And that's the main thing. So Richard Hart used the pMaker vault to mint pDAI post the pulsechain fork. He literally programmed the automated market maker bot to do it. He minted 500 million pDAI and sent it to his 282,822, his 2822 wallet. He then minted at least 4.6 billion pDAI. And so here is proof. So I'm going to link this tweet so you can actually look at the proof for yourself. And he always does this fantastic research with the proof. That's what's really good about 99 Capital. It's not just speculation. He's actually really providing the proof. He's thanking Tantanimo, so Dipcatcher, for doing the work before the launch. And the AMM Fixerbot wallet is the ABD5 wallet. This basically went about raiding all of the Uniswap liquidity pool and ultimately transferring all of us our airdrop tokens at launch. So essentially, it raided the AMM. It raided all of the Uniswap liquidity pool and transferred it to everyone. It did this by running the 86FF contract, which has millions of transactions. After reviewing an unholy amount of them, I found Richard Hart using compound flash loans to mint 151 million pDAI, so DAI Stablecoin, and 176 million PUSDC on May the 11th before pulsechain launched. So that's almost a year ago. So we're really getting into a year of this. So this is really exciting. These are the transactions. So again, he's providing the proof of the transactions that are actually happening. And so whoever is running those particular wallets, again, whether it's Richard Hart, whether it's someone he knows, whether it's just a complete outsider, we don't really know. It's the SAC wallet, it's the OA, so that might not necessarily be Richard Hart. So these are the transactions. These are the transactions for PUSDC. So this made me wonder if the AMM fixer was supposed to raid all of the liquidity pools on fork, why not raid pMaker also? And that's when I found this. All three of the red circled wallets are pMaker vaults. So basically this 86FF is transferring to these wallets, which are the pMaker vaults. And that's a lot of that's a lot of value that's been transferred there. So pretty interesting, but where did the P-wrapped Ethereum come from? The 86FF minted it on the fork. So how far has the 86FF and the 2822 wallet? So how are the 86FF and 2822 wallets associated? Take a look here. This is the 86FF transferring the Richard Hart wallet's 506 million pDAI. Hashtag resume the pegging. So this is how he's finding the connection between those wallets which are transferring to the vaults and what he assumes is Richard Hart. Here are the transactions where the 86FF transfers the 6.8 trillion PulseX into the 2822 wallet, and then when the 2822 wallet transfers the 6.3 trillion Pulse out after it was transferred, it was transferred from the 86FF wallet. So again, more proof. So I'm going to link this tweet so you guys can have a look at this proof for yourself. The question I want to leave everyone with is simple. If Richard Hart was the first one to mint pDAI from the pMaker vaults, was he also the guy that minted 4.6 billion pDAI from the EABB wallet? The answer is yes, actually. A series of wallets that conducted the pDAI minting was funded by a series of wallets that were funded by the 1FC9 wallet that Tantanome identified as the comprehensive accounting address wallet. The plot thickens. In case you're still unaware, pDAI is a Richard Hart coin. Its path to $1 is inevitable. Ooh-wee. Yes. So that's, I mean, this this is what makes it one of the most interesting things, one of the most interesting phenomena, is all this speculation around it. The fact that Richard Hart has been on stream in the past talking about how their fork stablecoins are going to operate, the fact that he's spoken about in the past that he has ideas for his own stablecoins, the fact that he's spoken about in the past that he's had people contacting him about their own ideas for how to peg the stablecoins. So a lot of this speculation is really ramping up the enthusiasm from the market. There's a lot of FUD around it. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of quote unquote evidence. Where you sit, really, it comes down to what you choose to speculate on, because at the end of the day, you can never be 100% certain unless Richard Hart himself calls you up and says, hey, that was me, I did this. You can never truly be 100% certain, because all of it's just wallet addresses. It's all, we don't really know who's behind those wallets. But at the end of the day, you keep looking at the evidence build up. You keep looking at all the things that are happening within the pulsechain ecosystem and the atropa ecosystem. And for me, the speculation is more bullish than just a negative speculation. So I'm continuing to do my best to accumulate, but I'm still waiting for a big dip. But I'm actually considering what that actually means. Freedom 777 did a tweet the other day, which really had me thinking, I'm really waiting for this big dip to go all in on this ecosystem. But if you think pDAI is going to $1, anything below $1 is really a good buy. So even now, this dip that we've had, this 50% dip, even now is a good time to enter into the ecosystem. I might end up entering into the ecosystem myself with maybe some of my Pulse or some of my INC. I'm not too sure yet, and just see if I can get that 2x, take it out, and just keep entering in on these dips, just to keep adding into my bag, because I do want to still keep those Richard Hart core coins as well. So I don't want to lose all of them. But again, the one thing that makes this the most interesting, the most fascinating meme in all of cryptocurrency is that target of $1. This is what makes it so unique. It's not just a stable coin. It's not just a meme coin. A stable coin has a fixed value. A meme coin has no fixed value. What we have here is a meme coin that's aiming to be a stable coin. So it has a target. So it really removes this anxiety of where it can go from your mind. If you believe in this idea of the $1, if you believe in this idea of the pegging, at the moment, it's less than 1 cent. It's like over 170x to that $1 mark. So really, it has this fixed target. It really makes it such a unique value proposition, more than any other meme coin in all of cryptocurrency, in my opinion. It has a unique proposition. With things like atropa, teddy bear, how high can they go? We don't actually know. That's all speculation. But this pDAI, the stable coins, the DAI stablecoin to $1, this is a big narrative. This is a very fixed target. This is somewhere where we can choose to go. And so with that, so with that, the book reading for today is again from Elon Musk's biography. So this is his older biography. I think he's got 2 now. But in this particular one, it talks about the innovations that Tesla brought. So Tesla obviously is a car company, but the thing that Elon Musk does is he does things just a little bit differently. So even with SpaceX, he basically cut the costs of building rockets by doing it all in-house by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars compared to what they are. And he's done the same with the car, well, maybe not hundreds of millions with the car company, but basically cars essentially were all operating the same. So there's a new car and okay, here's this little added feature. It can go this little bit further. But Elon Musk really turned things up on its head. And even in the sense of how to actually purchase the vehicle. So for example, yet another distinguishing characteristic of the Model X was the experience of buying and owning the car. You didn't go to the dealership and haggle with a pushy salesman. Tesla sold the Model S directly through its own stores and website. Typically, the stores were placed in high-end malls or affluent suburbs not far from Apple stores on which they were modeled. Customers would walk in and find a complete Model S in the middle of the shop, and often an exposed version of the car's base near the back of the store to show off the battery pack and motor. There were massive touchscreens where people could calculate how much they might save on fuel costs by moving to an all-electric car, and where they could configure the look and add-ons for their future Model S. Once a configuration process was done, the customer could give the screen a big, forceful swipe, and his Model S would theatrically appear on an even bigger screen in the center of the store. If you wanted to sit in the display model, a salesman would pull back a red velvet rope near the driver's side door and let you enter the car. The salespeople were not compensated on commission and didn't have to try to talk you into buying a suite of extras. Whether you ultimately bought the car in the store or online, it was delivered in a concierge fashion. Tesla would bring it to your home, office, or anywhere else you wanted it. The company also offered customers the option of picking their cars up from the factory in Silicon Valley and treating their friends and family to a complimentary tour of the facility. In the months that followed the delivery, there were no oil changes or tune-ups to be dealt with because the Model S didn't need them, so on and so forth. So the whole point of actually sharing that is, again, the unique value proposition of the Tesla. So 10 years ago, obviously, I think the Model S was released in 2012. What are we now? 2024. So 10 years ago, you probably didn't really see that many Teslas around. Depends which country you live in, but I know in Australia, there's Teslas everywhere. It was very rare to see them 10 years ago. Now you'll see half a dozen every single day. If you're driving on the road, you'll see 5 to 10 every single day that you're driving on the road because they're so prominent everywhere. How were they able to do this? They provided a unique value proposition, not just in the fact that it was an electric car, but in the way that it was sailed, in the way that it's marketed, in the way that it's delivered. The Model S sedan, for example, is 7-seated. So these kind of unique features, the whole touchscreen in the Tesla itself, all these unique features actually made it a unique buying experience. It actually stood out in the person's mind. And that's exactly, again, what I'm seeing with pDAI. So I've used before the example of Uber and removing the anxiety effect of actually waiting for a taxi. And that was one of the major things which drove Uber to such bursting popularity. When you get that little map and you can see the car coming and you know how far away from you it is. With taxis, you don't get that. And this was one of the defining features of Uber. It actually removes that anxiety because it has a target. And it's the same thing with pDAI. We have a target. It's the only meme coin with a target of $1. It's the only meme coin. There is no other meme coin that says our target is this. Once we get there, we want to stay there. There is no other meme coin on the planet. And that's one of the unique defining features of this, in the same way that the Teslas provide a unique product market fit that actually sticks in the market's mind. And this is why pDAI and the whole DAI stablecoin phenomena that's happening on pulsechain is such a massive phenomena, why it's so controversial, why it has many ups and downs, because it has a fixed price that we're actually aiming for. So this removes the anxiety because we know where we're going. I know exactly what I'm going to be getting for my money if I do believe in that $1 peg. And because it has that clear target, it really makes it a very unique proposition. So with that, what do you guys think of this new 99 Capital? So if you don't follow 99 Capital, I strongly recommend, especially if you're in the P Stables ecosystem. He's someone amazing to follow. So with that, take care. Thank you very much and have a good one.